to Toffee TV. It's the instant match reaction. Everton 4, Manchester City 0. What an incredible performance at Goodison Park. Oh my God. Amazing, absolutely just amazing. Certainly second half, but tactically just so spot on. Just so spot on. Cannot underestimate how spot on Ronald Koeman got his tactics today. Unbelievably good, and some absolutely massive performances. The team itself, he left Gareth Barry in with all the potential players of Sneijderlin coming in, James McCarthy back to fitness. He left Gareth Barry in, but you know what? It was a masterstroke. It was a masterstroke because the way we played first half, we just sat back, we soaked up the pressure like a sponge, like a beautiful sponge from somewhere in Australia, the Great Barrier Reef, whatever. Don't stand on those sponges, are they? Because once you stand on them, they're dead. You know, and we're all for environment here on Toffee TV. But we just soaked it up. It was wonderful how we soaked it up in that first half. Man City had lots and lots of the ball. Lots and lots of the ball. Like they did when we played them at the Etihad. But we just soaked it up. We stayed compact. We had a good shape about us. We had a lovely system of Holgate playing right back, but then sometimes playing in a 3. And it was very fluid. And Coleman stayed nice and wide. Bain stayed nice and wide, but when they had to, they'd come and tucked in. And what it allowed us, we stretched the pitch when we need to, but then we were really compact when we need to, and it was brilliant. We played it really well, and City just couldn't get round us, and they couldn't get through us because we had so many players in the way. And it worked a treat, and it's a dangerous game. It is a dangerous game because you're relying on every single person being fully concentrating at all time, and that's maybe why he decided to play Barry instead of Sneijderlin. And that lack of game Sneijderlin's played, maybe thought, well, he obviously did think that Barry was a lot more accustomed to it, and Barry didn't have to do a lot of running around. He didn't have to do a lot of chasing because the way he played was perfect. He allowed Tom Davies to do all the chasing. He allowed Ross Barkley to do all the chasing, and it worked this season with Morales and Rom basically playing in a 2 or a split 2. It worked a treat on the break, and we were always a threat on the break, and we always had City thinking. And John Stones was like, he was nervous as hell, wasn't he? He was absolutely nervous. You know, don't let, you know, it wasn't an intimidating atmosphere for John in terms of people booing and people being angry. It was more just people just intimidate. It was like, you know, when it was like, John. It was like that. That never happened. But that's what it was like. It was like they were getting on his back, that little tear coming down his cheek. That's what it was like. That's the feeling it felt, especially second half. The fans weren't having a go. They weren't being vicious. They were just being nasty because they were just getting to him. They were just getting to him. That little tear coming down his cheek, which we've seen later on how it turned out for him. And first half, I think there was like little spells where we had like -4 possession or something. That can't obviously happen, kids. I'm talking nonsense. But, you know, they had the possession-wise, City had all of it, but it didn't mean anything because certainly for the first goal, I mean, look at the goal, the first goal. It's lovely. It's fantastic. Tom Davies. Oh, the pride I feel when I talk about this young cat-headed gentleman just brings a tear to my eye. Never mind John Stones. He wins the ball back, threads a gorgeous little ball into Kevin Morales, and Morales just knocks it back. And it's where you want Morales. It's the old Morales. It's the Morales under David Moyes. It's not Morales stuck out wide on the left or the right. It's Morales playing on the shoulder and trying to get. I mean, remember Morales' goal against Manchester United a couple of seasons ago in Martinez's first season. He picks the ball up in exactly the same place. The difference is this time is that it's a little bit wider. He's got Rom coming in. Rom just actually hits it with his heel. Keeper, it's a bit too close for him. So what? Back of the net. 1-0 up, going into half time. Happy days. And then second half, you're looking for the reaction, and it's us with the reaction again. You know, it's them trying to keep the ball, but it's us, bang, 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 couple of passes. Rom brilliant forward play, strength, uses it well, and Ross plays a lovely little ball into that. And that's where, you know what, Ross today, when he found himself in the diamond, just outside the box, he was brilliant. And that's where we need to find a way of getting him into that area more often. You look at David Silva and what he does, and always playing in just in and behind a 2 or just behind the 3. That's where we need to find Ross. And, you know, a couple of goals today he created by just being in that diamond. First time little ball. Morales is in, doesn't even think about it, plays the lovely whipped shot across the goalkeeper, back of the net, 2-0. And from then on, we were pretty comfortable. I honestly can't remember Joel having a save to make. Okay, yeah, he you know, a couple free kicks he's had to take, but I don't remember them having any clear shots. They were poor in terms of just getting the ball out the feet and someone having a shot. I thought Kevin De Bruyne and Yaya Toure would have just, but it wasn't. It was all just. It was like watching Martinez. It was like watching a Martinez team with better players, which probably makes it a little bit more frustrating if you're a City fan. But we rode out, you know, a little bit of period where they had a lot of ball, they were getting a lot of the fouls, and made a couple of really, really good subs. You know, he brought McCarthy on, and you're thinking, oh my God, we've got, well, he already brought Schneidlin on, but you think we've got a midfield of Schneidlin, McCarthy, Ross, Davies. It was just like, Jesus Christ, what, you know, that's if you were thinking somehow like Dogs of War, but with a little bit extra, that was it. I don't think Ron was too happy when Morales went off. He was sort of like, what are you doing? And it did feel like we didn't want to drop too far back. But then when you've got to keep with Kaiser, you don't have to worry about that, do you? You don't have to worry about that, because we just started picking all the bits up on the edge of the area, and Tom picks the ball up on the right, and he's not really got anything in front of him, and there's about, what, I don't know what there was, like 13 minutes left or something, and he's thinking, right, let's just go for the corner, and the City players are running with him, and they probably think he's got him, and then he does that little Ronaldo, boop, little back, and he's gone between Yaya Toure, left them for dead. Whole of the City defence is just gone. Remember when Cruyff did the Cruyff turn? It wasn't the first time he did, but the first time people got onto it in the World Cup, and you know he's going down, and the defender's still looking that way because well, that's what the City players were like. They were still looking over there, and Tom is over there, gets it into Lukaku, and what I love about this goal is two things. It's Ross's awareness of getting the ball back into him and not having any issue with it. But it's Tom Davies' desire to pick himself up off the ground and get himself into a position where he can score, and he just chips the keeper. And to be honest, I thought Rom had got a touch. I had to see it again. I didn't realise. I'd seen obviously afterwards that it'd been credited to him, which I was delighted with, because sometimes you see a piece of skill and there's no end rewards, and you just think, oh, if only that had been rewarded. But to cap it off that he scores it, just that goal will be shown again and again and again and again. And Rom tried to claim it, but he got no touch on it. And I've ended up with one shoe on in the next row with a bit cut down my leg. Get on Twitter, you'll see it all. And that's what it's all about. Just the expression limbs has never been more appropriate for that moment. Tom is just get mobbed and ends up in the Gladys Street, and you just think, you kid are us, you're us, you're bar the dodgy Barnet, you're us, you embody us, and don't ever lose that, because that's what happens. Players lose that. And what I love about it is that kids who go to the game, they'll be looking at him and thinking, that's what it's all about. Because you get dragged down by all the other stuff in football, China stuff, Diego Costa this week, and people coming out and saying they want to leave, and it's happened to us, and sometimes it takes the edge or the love off a player. But Tom is just pure us at the moment, and please never lose it, never lose that, because it can go on forever. And my dad said, while he was sitting in a bar in Spain, nice one, it's the closest he's ever seen to Alan Ball. That might just be a drunken reaction to the pandemonium, but you see people saying Colin Harvey, and he's just got that something in him. He's an old school footballer, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And he is raw, and he does do silly things at times. Like, not silly as in, I mean, what I love about the kid as well, is he knows when to take a foul as well, and he knows when to give a foul. That's something some players don't learn. Like, we had Rooney at 16, and he was very good at he knew all the smart side of things, like running into corners and when to do the things that you don't learn. Tom Davies he knew when he hits it. He knows when to hit the deck when someone hits him. That goal, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. I'll remember that moment for a very long time. So my mind is too full of other crap, and it's pushed out. I was never pushed out. It was just the whole thing was just beautiful. And, you know, he scored when he set one up. Ross has set two up. And you just think, they've building. They did a lot of building. There's Merseyside versus Manchester and all this nonsense. But today it really was about the Scouse lads and the youngsters. And it was brilliant. And it's topped off with that fourth goal. And Lookman comes on. And we're 3-0 up and we're still pressing. And John Stones, who'd been, for the last 25 minutes, started to look very shaky in possession. And our fans are starting to get onto his back. And as I say, it wasn't nasty. It was just getting on his back and cranking it. And that moment, kicking it straight into Coleman. And oh my God, Lookman. And today was supposed to be all about Sneijder, wasn't it? Supposed to be all about Sneijder making a debut and giving us this thing in midfield. But Lookman just takes a lovely little first touch and just smashes it, and you're just thinking, what a perfect day. What a perfect day. Sneijder's come in, played half an hour under the radar, didn't have to do anything spectacular. You've got the kid we're all, you know, not pinning our hopes on as such, but the kid just embodies us, scores a wonder goal. Ross is in the groove, Rom's loving it. And then the kid comes on and smashes that in, and you just think, yes, what a perfect day. What a perfect day it is. Nothing can spoil it. 4-0, Pep's heaviest ever league defeat, I'm led to believe. The Goodison Park singing, you get sacked in the morning, you're just thinking, this is Everton. Last week we lose to Leicester, and now we beat Man City 4-0. This is what it's like to be an Evertonian. We love it. We love it. And today just give us, you look at that midfield and just think, oh, we could be onto something here. If he gets all those players in the right positions, we could be onto something a little bit special here. And it was just great. And I'm not going to criticise anyone. I'm not going to criticise anyone because it was just too good a performance. It was too good a performance. And it was the first full performance of the season. The first 90 minutes where everything just went to plan perfectly. And there was everything that happened was calculated, and even when they had like 95% of the possession, it didn't matter. It was calculated that way. And Koeman has beat Pep Guardiola, and it's all good, and it's all good. And what more can you say? What more? I would cheapen it with more words, I think. Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's just fantastic. Just a fantastic performance. And we go on here and we go to Palace next week, and let's put two performances back to back. But you know what? No, again, I'll throw one more thing in. People were worried about buying people like Sneijder, and it might stop Tom Davies. Thank you for watching Toffee TV. Make sure you check out Baz's instant reaction. Make sure you check out his ratings. I'm sure they're very high this week. Not a Kone in sight. And make sure you check out our final words. And don't forget, get your comments in as well. Joe will be picking the best comments, and we'll be doing your comments all on the screen, looking dead flash and everything else. Thank you for watching Toffee TV. It's been beautiful. It's been emotional.